Look at this view, man. I just don't understand how people just stay and live in the same spots, man, and just don't move around, don't travel. I don't know why, man. I should have set up a life where I could actually get around and do things and see the world for what it is, man. God, terrible. Well, I'll just be honest with you guys. I love the mountains, love the ocean, man. Between those two, like waterfront property with a mountain in the distance, man, that is my dream right there, man. I don't know where you can find that at. And I think the mountains kind of represent freedom for me or something. I don't know. But like just seeing this right here, it's just so peaceful. I'm not sure how this works, but it makes me nostalgic for some reason. I'm just out here in the mountains riding, chilling. In Trump Town, apparently. That means I'm not allowed here. I think I'm a few miles off of Roanoke, coming up from the southern part of Virginia, going up to Roanoke right now. And I definitely have been here before, seen this area, but I can't get enough of these mountain ranges. I know there are bigger mountain ranges in other states, like some of you people out west. I know you may be looking at some of the stuff that we got going on here, and just like that is so small. But today is a Sunday and I'm just out here riding. Got a goal in mind, doing 500 miles for my channel to commemorate 500 subscribers. Up there's the Confederate flag. I just wanted to talk about how I make time for this, man, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't have time to do this channel. I make time. I don't have time to do anything like this, but I make time because it's something that I'm passionate about doing. And luckily, I'm with a significant other who acknowledges my passions and acknowledges my potential, and she allows me to work as hard as I do. You know, you guys, and if you OGs on the channel, you know, you probably remember when she allowed me to go all the way up to Maryland to a Kawasaki Good Times Roll event, 200, almost 300 miles away from our house while pregnant, just for the sake of doing some motorcycle content. So my wife is definitely on board with everything that I do. She supports me in my businesses, my author business, my author brand, as well as my motorcycle content. And never once has she put her foot down and said, you can't do something if it pertains to my business. Sometimes she checked me like, hey, look, you overcommit now. You might want to pull back a little bit. And that happens sometimes, especially with somebody like me who just is all over the place most of the time. Like, I need a manager or something, I'm telling you. Between motorcycle content and being an author, man, I do spread myself too thin way more often than I care to admit. But that's neither here nor there. The fact that I'm trying to get over is that when you're starting a business or doing something like this, you never want to undercut the person that you're with. My wife is super nice about the things that I'm doing, but at the same time, you know, niceness, generosity is easy to take advantage of, you know? You want to be with somebody who is going to allow you to do the things that you need to do, but at the same time, if you're going to do it, you need to make sure that their needs are taken care of as well. And always keep open communication throughout all parts of it. It's one big thing, one big factor that makes of how I make time for this. I work full time, y'all. Like, I'm not out here doing this full time. I don't write full time. I ain't got no other income streams right now. I'm just a guy that works at a car dealership that whenever I have time, I make the best of it. I'm constantly on my bike making content, and you know, that's because on my commute to work, I'm making content. You know, I try to make a video, and I thought it was excessive at first. I was doing like one video a week, trying to edit that one video a week and then upload that one video a week. But then I realized, like, hey man, you could be recording a lot more. Like, you could be doing a lot more. Like, you ride every single day. You commute to your job every single day on a motorcycle. So why are you not making more content? So I started making more content. I got me some white top GoPro batteries that last a little bit longer, and now I make content on my way to work. And we get an hour lunch break at my job, so I'm making content on my lunch break. When I get off, if it's early enough and the sun is still out, I'm making content then too, man. Making content is the easiest part of this whole thing. Like, it's easy, especially if you're doing it anyway. Turning on the camera is no work at all. Like, I can easily press the record button on my GoPro when I get on my motorcycle, because most of that is already work that I'm going to have to do anyway. I'm already getting on the bike. I'm already riding. I'm literally going to work, so it's already being done. So the easiest part is the recording, but it takes a little bit of true finesse to edit those videos. Now, editing is where that takes a toll on everything that I'm doing. Because if I edit one video is like, it typically takes, and it depends on what the video is, depending on what kind of content the video is. You know, if it's just a ride, a rant, then those are the easiest videos. Vlog style videos take the most time. Instructional videos are a pain in the ass. They take a little bit, you know, because you gotta go get different scenes and add different clips and stuff. Editing is the thing that takes the most time away from me. Like, if I'm being honest, if I could have somebody edit my videos, like, I would be golden, bro. Like, it would cause me to be able to do it would free me up so much to do other things that like, I would probably start another business with as much time as I would have. Right now I have 30 videos that need to be edited. 30 videos, man. If I'm being honest, it's a bit extra. The hardest part of all this is just the business side of everything. It's not as simple as one would think. Creating the channel, you know, the business part, you know, figuring out how to make money, how to make it profitable, and things of that nature. Like, it's rough. It's not just get up one day, post a video on YouTube, and let that be the end of it. It's way more involved in the process of creating a channel. And you know, it seems easy, but it can be complicated at times. Like, it's not the hardest thing in the world. I'm not trying to make it hard. Like, I'm not saying, you know, trying to scare anybody off of doing it to make you think that it's the hardest thing in the world. Like, no, that's not what I'm trying to do. But like, it definitely does take its toll on you. Constantly trying to figure out what the market needs. The market research, literally 80% of the work is market research. Coming up with the content that the world wants to see. Like, that's the hardest part about all of this. Because in retrospect, if you do that part wrong and you make a wrong decision, it could be a decision that takes your whole channel and your whole brand down without you even realizing it, man. Hence, this Ninja 400. Welcome to the chat, folks. That's how you know you're in a place that cares about its community. Painted fire hydrants. You gotta make time. Like, I know there's probably going to be somebody looking for a certain answer of how much time do you put into a motovlog channel. You know, they're going to want to know that, you know, you could do 2 or 3 videos and I'm gonna blow up and I could then afford the bike that I want. Like, it's definitely not that simple. This thing takes some work that some people are not ready for, man. I'm being so serious right now. I've been so ready to quit. I have no idea where I'm going. No idea. I'm looking for a specific building. I've been here in this city before, and I'm looking for something particular. Oh, I actually found it. And there's the Domino's. That's exciting. There's a McDonald's across the street. Yep. I knew I was in the right place. Berglund Center. Yep. Guys, last time I was here, I had the most successful event that I think I'd ever had in a convention, a sci-fi, fantasy, or a Comic-Con. Let me get over here. I think it was somewhere in the tune of like 40 something books in just a 2-day span. We stayed at a motel right across the street over there. Had to camp out at that McDonald's for a little bit because it was like snowing and really cold, and we needed somewhere to charge our phones because the building wasn't open yet, so we couldn't necessarily get in, man. And dang, I can't believe it. As I'm on this long haul, just coming up with some plans, doing some business development in my head, and I'm just wondering, like, what's the next step for me? And then I see this building, and because I kind of remember the area. I'm just being nostalgic, y'all. Yeah, you can feel free to ignore me. Fast forward the video if you want. When you first get started, and you don't have to answer to anybody but yourself. But just like any other business, once you start getting up and moving, and you become responsible for the thoughts and opinions of other people, or the safety of individuals who are subscribed to you, it becomes a little bit of a different story. So, I don't have time to motovlog, nor do I have time to do anything else that I have my hands on. But what I do have time for is the mark that I leave in this world, the legacy that I create. So if you're ever wondering how I make time to do this video, I don't make time to do this. You guys do. For everybody who's on the internet watching motorcycle content and enjoying motorcycle content, you are the reason why I do what I do.